If you want to note anything, please note on your notebook. I'm sharing the screen as far as I'm dictating all the things related to object-oriented analysis and design. The thing is, what is object-oriented approach and what is object-oriented analysis? Object-oriented analysis is the procedure of identifying software engineering requirements and developing software specification in the term of software systems object model. Object-oriented analysis is a procedure of identifying software engineering requirement, and developing software specifications in the term of software systems object model, which comprising interacting objects. See, we will talk about uh, the class and object in further minutes. The main difference between object-oriented analysis and other form of analysis is that object-oriented approach requirements are organized around objects. See, whatever object-oriented analysis and design, everything will move around objects, which integrate both data and function. As we know, data and function, as far as procedure oriented programming is concerned, we focus more on functions, that is nothing but the procedures, while the object integrates both data and function. They are modeled after real world object. In the universe, everything, as far as object oriented programming paradigm are concerned, everything in the universe, real world thing are object, can be treated as object. They are modeled after real world object that the system interacts with. In traditional analysis methodology, the two aspects, function and data, are considered separately, while as far as object oriented analysis is concerned, object and data will interact with each other. We can say the father of object oriented analysis, the uh, researcher, biggest researcher. The name is Grady Booch, and you will have the books of Grady Booch also in the library for object-oriented analysis, and that is, I hope, the reference book in our syllabus. Grady Booch has defined object-oriented analysis as object-oriented analysis. If you want to note it down, please note it down. I'll repeat it also. Object-oriented analysis is a method of analysis that examines requirements from the perspective of classes and objects found in the vocabulary of the problem domain. Object-oriented analysis is a method of analysis that examines requirements from the perspective of the classes and objects found in the vocabulary of problem domain. This is the definition given by Grady Booch. Uh, just I'm interrupting here. Voice is clear? Increase voice. Okay. Trying my best. Is it okay? Yes, Vaishnavi, I'm repeating once. Just tell me my voice is okay or not. Yes? Okay. According to Grady Booch, the biggest researcher of object-oriented analysis, object-oriented analysis is a method of analysis that examines requirements from the perspective of classes and objects found in the vocabulary of the problem domain. The primary task in object-oriented analysis is identifying objects, organizing the objects by creating object model diagram, defining the internals of objects or object attributes, defining the behavior of the objects, that is nothing but the object actions, describing how the object will interact. The first thing is identifying objects. Second thing is organizing the objects by creating object model diagram. What is object model? We will discuss further. Defining the internals of object. While I'm talking about internals, there are two things. One is object attributes and second one is object actions or behaviors. We can say it functions. We can say it operations, and describing how the object will interact. The common model used in OOA, object-oriented analysis, are used class and object model. The class model and object model. Now, as far as analysis, in the second part is design. The object-oriented design involves implementation of the conceptual model produced during object-oriented analysis in OOAD. Concepts in the analysis model, which are technology independent, are mapped into implementing classes. Constraints are identified and interfaces are designed, resulting in model for the schedule domain. That is a detailed description how the system to build to concrete technology. Object-oriented design. I'm repeating once. Object-oriented design involves implementation of conceptual model produced during object-oriented analysis. Implementation of conceptual model that is produced during object-oriented analysis. In object-oriented design, concept in the analysis model, which are technological independent, are mapped into implementing classes. Constraints are identified and interfaces are designed, resulting in a model for the solution domain. As far as object-oriented analysis are concerned, we can say it, we cannot make it like platform dependent or something technological dependent. But while we are writing the design of that system, we have to consider what will be the model of class, how many interfaces will be there, and how the class will implement that interfaces. Everything we are supposed to keep in the mind. The implementation details generally include restructuring the class data if needed, implementation of method, internal data structure and algorithms, implementation of control, and implementation of association. First thing is implementation of classes, if restructuring the classes if necessary, implementation of model, that is nothing but the internal data structure and algorithm. On the basis of that, object will interact with each other. Implementation of control and implementation of association. Again, Grady Booch has defined object-oriented design as, you can note it down, object-oriented design defined by Grady Booch is a method of design encompasses the process of a method of design encompassing the process of object oriented decomposition. A method of design encompasses the process of object oriented decomposition and a notation for and a notation for depicting both logical and physical, as well as the static and dynamic model of the system under design. A method of design encompassing the process of object-oriented decomposition and a notation of depicting both logical and physical, as well as static and dynamic models of system under design. So we have briefed two things. One is object oriented analysis and second one is object oriented design. We can differentiate like object oriented analysis is a conceptual writing of the problem domain, uh, whatever the problems are, writing the problem into conceptual framework, considering there will be a class who will define the objects and object will interact with each other in the problem domain. While designs are concerned, we are supposed to consider the problem area as far as the platforms, everything we are supposed to consider, and on the basis of that design, the further object oriented programming will be based. In the last semester, although we have programmed in Java, Java is object oriented programming language. But before writing the program, we all are supposed to do what? Object oriented analysis first and then object oriented design. And once the object oriented design is complete, then we can do only object oriented programming. So object oriented program, what is object oriented programming? Object oriented programming is a programming paradigm based on, again, object oriented analysis and design. Object oriented programming is a programming paradigm based upon objects having both data and methods that aims to incorporate the advantages of modularity. Remember it, the word modularity and reusability. Objects, which are usually instances of classes, are used to interact with one another to design application and computer programs. I'm repeating once. Object-oriented programming is a programming paradigm based upon objects. What is object? Object will have data and methods that aims to incorporate the advantage of modularity and reusability. Objects, which are usually instances of classes, are used to interact with each other to design applications and computer programs. The important features of object-oriented programming are bottom-up approach in the program design, program organized around objects grouped in classes, focus on data with methods to operate upon objects data, interaction between objects through methods or behaviors, reusability of design through creation of new classes by adding features of existing classes. Some example of object-oriented programming language are C++, Java, PHP, Python, etc. So, what will be the benefit of object-oriented analysis and design? We can observe here. The basically object-oriented approach. Object-oriented approach, that means the whole the system will analysis, design and programmed on the basis of class and objects. Here the procedural things, the behavioral things in object-oriented approach will give the same what you can say importance as far as the importance of data are. That means the procedure will involve the data. The data will not be free at all. While talking about other programming language like procedure programming language, the data were independent, the procedure were independent, but here we focusing on procedural, what you can say, importance of object oriented programming. That means the data will be consumed by the procedure, data will not be free. What is the benefit of it? We can use the code, that is nothing but reusability. Suppose if there is an object and that is having so many properties, behaviors, and we need the same object in some other system, like considering we are having admission system of the college where student is a class and xyz student is an object, and we are having this data and methods of a student in admission management system. And suppose we are going to develop the library management system where again the object student, the class student will be consumed there. So what will happen if we have having similar code? That code will be directly reusable in the form of that class and object. That means the main things, that is binding of data with the procedure. Second thing, the reusability of the code. And third thing, if we maintain anything, maintainability. That means if you want to update anything related to any class, we are very free to implement that without affecting any other classes or objects. So maintainability becomes easy. Reusability is the biggest feature of object oriented analysis and design and programming. And procedural oriented means the function or the methods and the operations are playing key role here in the object oriented programming, where data are the key component, or data is having the equal right as far as the procedure are having. So considering what is a procedure, we are we are supposed to have one problem, that we are supposed to make bhel. We all are know what is bhel, and we are supposed to design a system. Let it be the robot will make the bhel. We the human being knows the thing, how the bhel are made. And but the procedure we are supposed to embed into a system. This is a robot or any system which will make the veil for us. So what will be the procedure? Take a container of veil, contain 200 gram of puffed rice, content plus whatever save, this. Now the procedure will be mixed content, serve the number of grams. Once the veil is ready, we can serve it. See what is object oriented related to the same case. Now the bell. What is bell? Bell is a class. I'm making it clear here. Bell is a class. Now whatever we are eating in the form of well, that well is nothing but the object of that well class. Maybe it is the well of Raja Rampuri, or maybe it is the well of Delhi. The well is a class, and whatever the shopkeeper are serving us, that is nothing but the object of that well class. Now for every well class, doesn't matter where the object is created, it will have some properties. That means data. What is the properties? Puffed rice, save, mint chutney, lemon, puri, roasted peanuts, whatever, salt. These all are nothing but the properties which will be used in making the well. Now making the well or preparing the well, that will be the method where these all the properties will be consumed. Remember, while we are talking about procedure, all the data will be consumed of this class, of the object of this class. So whatever the properties is, and we are having the previous procedure, how the procedure will consume it, you will observe in the second step. We are having the properties. Now the behavior is add puffed rice, add save, add chutney, add salt, add lemon, and see what will be the parameter, quantity of what. While I'm talking about it, puffed rice, the quantity of rice, save, quantity of save, chutney, quantity of chutney, salt, quantity of chutney, lemon, quantity of lemon. Done. So the property of well, behaviors. Once the behavior and properties of the class is defined, in the main method, we are having the experience of Java. The main method is responsible to create the object of this bhel, and once the object is created, that means the bhel is ready. How the bhel is ready? The properties will be initiated with the methods. Method will consume it, method will perform it, and once the method will perform it, the output will be nothing but whatever we want to cater in the form of bhel. So Observe the main. What we did here: new val container, new val, set val, ingredients of the rice, how much it is, the quantity is 200, save 100. Here we are having the method of mix ingredients. Once the mix ingredients is done, you can observe set val, assigning the what you can say, add ingredients may we are having rice, salt, lemon or chutney, the type of it, the quantity of it, and we are having one method, that mixing of ingredients, and we are having the get well quantity, that is nothing but if we write 100 gram here, the bill will be measured 100 gram or 200 gram, whatever the quality we are giving. So is it clear what is class? Here val is a class. What is properties? Properties are nothing but the data associated with that class. Behavior, the procedure, function, method, whatever that is associated with the class. Once the object is created, we find that the properties are initiated, and that consumes the data. The methods are initiated that consumes the data that is defined in the class. Once the object is created, the problem is solved in the form of return. If any query is there, please give in the chat box. Any query? No? So I move ahead. Now the thing is, what is key difference between structured oriented analysis and design? What is structured oriented analysis and design? Remember it. We have studied C programming, and we have studied quite bit Java programming. Rutuja Patil raised the hand. Please write in the chat box. If you are having any query, please write in the chat box. Yes, Rutuja, if you are having any query, please write in the chat box. What you can do, I've given you the request of unmute. Anyone having the question, please make it clear. We are having three aspects. One is object-oriented analysis, one is object-oriented design, and third one is object-oriented programming. Analysis, we write the entire system in the conceptual framework, and considering that everything will be in the form of class and object, where object is nothing but the instance of class and class is the definition of the object. While the part of designing is we model that design, where the object will be created, where the interfaces will interact with the object, and how the flow of this one procedure will be. Everything we are doing in the form of model, in the form of class oriented model, in the form of object oriented model, in the form of activity oriented model, in the form of sequence oriented model, in the form of what you can say brief procedure, that is nothing but use cases. So if you are having any query, please write in the chat box. So what is the difference between structured and object oriented analysis and design? Just keep in mind that while talking about structured oriented programming, just have in mind that we are taking some example of C. While we are dealing with object oriented, we are taking the example of Java, because you all have some idea of this one, C and Java. So structured programming, if you have given any minor project in C, definitely the class teacher has asked you to design DFD, uh, that is nothing but the flow of data in the system. The analysis for a structured programming language, we do the analysis in the form of DFD, structured English, decision tree and table, and uh, entity relationship analysis, ER analysis. DFD, data flow diagrams, structured English, decision tree and table, ER analysis, entity relationship diagram. Where the data are involved, we go for entity relationship analysis. Entity are nothing but, we can say it is quite a bit similar to the objects in object oriented. So we do the analysis using, in structured programming language, we do the analysis using DFDs, then structured English, decision table entry, ER analysis. While object-oriented analysis are concerned, we use use case model, activity diagram, object model, class and class relations, object interaction, that is nothing in the form of sequence, collaboration diagram, state diagram, uh, then object to entity relationship mapping. As I told, entities are similar to the object in object-oriented programming system. So whatever the data will be in the form of database, that will be mapped to the objects at GUI level or something else. Then design part. The design part, as far as structured programmings are concerned, we are having, just a minute, DB normalization, database normalization. I hope in the database fundamental part you observe the normalization by EF code. Then GUI design, form and reports. While object-oriented analysis are concerned, we physically design the database, then architecture, checking the model, combine classes, splitting classes, eliminating classes, then design various components which will interact between the GUI and the database, and finally we design the GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface. So before doing this one, GUI, we do the modeling in between, and the model will interact with the database as far as with the GUI. So now, object-oriented analysis and design versus object-oriented programming system. Object-oriented analysis and design is just object-oriented analysis and design. That is a fancy way of saying OOAD means nothing but object-oriented analysis and design. We say it in the short form, making the application and products using object-oriented programming and visualization. Object-oriented programming and visualization. Object-oriented programming is a programming tool that organizes parts of programming into objects, which have their own attributes and methods. Currently, object-oriented programming languages dominate the programming worlds. As far as whatever the concurrent languages you can say, if I say that Python is most usable or most spreading language in the world, Python is object oriented. If we say PHP is most widely used in web programming, PHP is object oriented. Name any language, that must be object oriented. Why object oriented? As we told, due to easy reusability and easy maintainability. Easy reusability and easy maintainability. What is object-oriented analysis and design? It is a software engineering approach that models a system as a group of interacting objects. Analysis, understanding, finding, and describing components and problem domain. While designing is a approach that models means once we do the analysis, whatever the classes will be, what will be the objects, how they will be interact, we prepare a model. What is the meaning of model here? Model is nothing but a pictorial diagram. You just consider it. It is nothing but it is a blueprint. On the basis of that, the entire programming will be based. design, understanding, and defining software solutions, objects that represent the analysis concepts and will eventually be implemented in the code. Remember it. The hierarchy of object oriented approach. The analysis will be do first. On the basis of that analysis, the diagram will be prepared in the part of designing part. Once the designing is done, then the actual programming will be done. So any previous mistakes leads a biggest failure in the product, programmed product. So it is very essential to do the analysis and design with proper attention, with proper care. So any mistake during the analysis and design part may lead the entire failure of the programmed product. Why we don't have pointers in Java? Okay, I'm noting down the question. I'll Shubham Koru to everyone. Prithvi model. कोई बात नहीं. Prithvi is a model and you also try to be a good model, Saurabh. But don't write here because this is a class. You make model too, both of you. We are with you. So why we don't have pointers in Java? We will discuss on it in last minute. So object-oriented analysis and design. Analysis is object-oriented and design is object-oriented. Both the part will be object oriented analysis and object oriented design, a software development approach that emphasizing in logical solution based on object. Remember, is everything object, and the base of object is nothing but the class. We have to understand the class, we have to understand the object, we have to understand the interaction between objects, we have to understand the behavior of the object, we have to understand how the behavior is consuming the properties of the object. That's enough. Definition of OA and OAD, as I discussed earlier, object-oriented analysis emphasizes object modeling techniques that to analyze the functional requirement for the system. What is object-oriented design? Object-oriented design elaborates the analysis model of use implementation specification. Object-oriented analysis focuses on what the system does. OOAD focuses on how the system will do. Object-oriented analysis deals with what the system does. Object-oriented design tells that what the system, how the system will do it. So object-oriented analysis looks a problem domain with the aim of producing conceptual model. Remember it again, I said conceptual model is done. Conceptual model, you can write a paragraph even in the form of analysis, don't worry. But while we are doing the designing part, we are supposed to prepare one model that is nothing but the graphical model, pictorial model. So analysis we can write in the form of paragraph, in the form of our own language, that this will be class, and the class will have some properties like this, and the method will be like this. And while we are preparing the design, we have to prepare the proper pictorial design. Object-oriented analysis looks the problem domain with the aim to producing a conceptual model of information that exists the area behind analyzed. Analysis model do not consider any implementation constraint that might exist. Remember it. While designing, we are supposed to consider the implementation constraint, how the system will be deployed. Deployment diagram is also a part of object-oriented analysis. Analysis model do not consider any implementation constraint that might exist, such as concurrency, distribution, persistence, and how the system is to be built. The sources for the analysis can be written requirement statement, a formal vision document, interviews, stakeholders, or other interested parts. Object orientation. Object orientation. uh, we have discussed about analysis and design. What is object oriented orientation? Object orientation is a method for organizing system as a collection of interacting objects that combines data as well as behavior. Interacting object that contains data as well as behavior. Advantages of object orientation. that is data abstraction, complexity, flexibility, reusability, ext- extensibility, maintainability, testability, whatever. All the features are the basic features of object-oriented analysis and design, and we will discuss these all the features in the second part of the session. So before going to the second part, in the second session, we are having some queries that we are supposed to solve here. The query is from Rohit Patil. Why don't have pointers in Java? Uh, in the last semester, we have discussed the basic features. The Java team that announced that Java is a robust language. First thing, Java is a robust language, and second one is Java is secure language. So, how the language will be robust and secure? Before Java, as we know, Java is known as C++ minus minus. C was the dominating language in the industry, and the biggest, what you can say, power capital of the C was pointer. But the Java people said that once the data is free from procedure, when the data is not binded with the procedures, and if we can access directly through the memory location through pointer, somehow it may harm while we are using pointer, and we if we bind the data with the function. Suppose, considering this the example of the bill, if we are having this one data, that means uh, let it be a chutney. Chutney is a data which is kept in memory, and mixing ingredients is a method which is consuming that data. In C, both the component were free. There was no interaction at all directly. But while considering the Java, we are having the direct interaction. That means the ingredients part, mix ingredients method will directly consume that chutney. And being programmer, being the maintainer, being the tester, suppose if we can access direct location of that chutney, and if we replace the value of that chutney, what will be the performance of mixing ingredients? The answer you can easily guess. अगर हमने चटनी का इंग्रेडिएंट्स चेंज कर दिया, वी आर हैविंग द डायरेक्टली मेमोरी एलोकेशन, उसको हम एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। तो अगर वहां पे हमने चटनी को चेंज कर दिया, कुछ भी चटनी की जगह हमने मीठी चटनी डाल दी, चटनी की जगह हमने कुछ ऐसी उल्टी सीधी चीजें डाल दी मतलब हमने वैल्यू को चेंज कर दिया। और अगर हमने वैल्यू को चेंज कर दिया और कोई मेथड उसको डायरेक्टली कंज्यूम कर रहा है, तो मेथड का जो आउटपुट होगा वो चेंज हो जाएगा। So Java people restricted that direct memory access in the form of pointer. उन्होंने कहा कि if we are going to make the Java robust and secure, robust means कि for any given input, if the program is designed to provide such output, it will give at any cost. And second thing, to secure, so we are not supposed to keep the data free and provide directly memory access to the programmer, maintainer, or tester. So that's why pointer is not available in Java due to security reason. Remember it in single statement. Anyone having more question? So I hope you have given the attendance at Google Classroom. Today we have finished the part 1 of object-oriented analysis and design. We have discussed what is object-oriented analysis, what is object-oriented design, what is object-oriented programming. Now the thing that is involved in that we will cover in the second part, that is what is class, what is object, what is data abstraction, inheritance, modularity, uh, everything in the second session. Okay, so thank you very much. Hope you are healthier. Be stay at home, follow strict lockdown, be safe, take care of your family members also. Thank you.